Do you ever catch yourself working non-stop, saying yes to everyone, pushing yourself to the edge just so people will notice, appreciate, or finally say you're good enough? That's the first silent killer of self-worth, tying how you feel about yourself to how much you do for others or how productive you are. The truth is, your value doesn't spike when you check everything off your to-do list, and it doesn't vanish on days when you rest. Yet most of us have been conditioned since childhood to believe the exact opposite. Think about it. As kids, we were praised for good grades, good behavior, achieving something, and we were scolded or shamed when we didn't perform. That pattern wires the brain to believe, I am only lovable when I'm doing something valuable. The first daily shift is detaching your self-worth from productivity and external approval. This isn't about quitting your job or ignoring responsibilities, it's about redefining why you do what you do. Every morning, before the world starts demanding pieces of you, sit with yourself for 2 minutes. Ask, who am I without all the roles I play, employee, friend, partner, student? When you strip away all the labels, you are still worthy. This practice grounds you before the day begins. And when you achieve something, practice celebrating it privately before announcing it to the world. It trains your brain to feel validated internally, not only when someone claps for you. One of the most powerful micro-habits is saying no at least once a day to something that drains you. It might be declining a meeting that could have been an email, skipping a social plan you don't have energy for, or even saying no to overthinking about someone who doesn't deserve that mental real estate. Every no you say is a yes to yourself, and this simple reframe rewires your brain to see boundaries as an act of self-love, not selfishness. The second shift is all about rewriting your inner dialogue, because the way you talk to yourself in your head is shaping your reality more than any external factor. Notice the voice that criticizes you, that constant whisper that says, you're behind, you're not good enough, you'll embarrass yourself if you try. Most people let that voice run on autopilot, and over time, it becomes their identity. But here's the psychological truth: thoughts are not facts. They're just patterns, and patterns can be changed. Here's a simple exercise: every time you catch yourself having a self-critical thought, pause and imagine you are speaking to a friend instead of yourself. Would you say those exact words to someone you care about? If not, flip the script. Instead of, I'm so stupid for forgetting that, try, I had a lot on my mind, next time I'll set a reminder. This isn't about toxic positivity, you're not pretending everything is perfect, you're coaching yourself instead of tearing yourself down. Over time, this shift will completely change your energy. People will notice you stand a little taller, speak with more calmness, and radiate a quiet confidence that draws respect. When you practice these 2 shifts every single day, detaching your worth from how much you achieve and rewriting the story you tell yourself, you stop being at war with your own mind. You stop living in reaction mode and start showing up as someone who knows they are enough, regardless of what anyone else says or thinks. And that is the foundation for every other mindset shift that follows. Once you've broken the old mental patterns and stopped letting external validation control your worth, the next step is to build a new identity that supports and strengthens this upgraded version of you. This is where everything starts to feel lighter, because you're no longer just fighting against negative thoughts, you're actively creating a life that makes you proud to be yourself. The third shift is about choosing environments that choose you back. Whether we admit it or not, our surroundings shape how we feel about ourselves. Spend enough time with people who belittle you, who drain your energy, or who make you feel like you have to earn their love, and eventually you'll believe that's all you deserve. On the other hand, spend time around those who respect your boundaries, celebrate your wins, and challenge you to grow, and suddenly, you feel unstoppable. The daily practice here is simple but powerful: take an honest look at your circle. Ask yourself, after spending time with this person, do I feel heavier or lighter? If the answer is heavier, it's a sign that relationship might be taking more than it gives. This doesn't mean you cut everyone off overnight, but it does mean you start limiting your exposure to environments that shrink you. Replace them with spaces that expand you. It could be joining an online community, attending a local class, or simply spending more time alone doing things that recharge you. When you intentionally curate your surroundings, your self-worth begins to rise naturally, because you're no longer swimming against the current. The fourth shift is learning to celebrate instead of compare. Comparison is the thief of joy, and in today's world, it's almost impossible to escape. We wake up, open our phones, and instantly see someone younger, prettier, more successful, or seemingly happier. But what we forget is that we're comparing our behind the scenes with their highlight reel. Every time you compare, you silently tell yourself, "I'm not enough yet." That message chips away at your confidence, day by day. The shift here is to retrain your brain to see other people's wins as inspiration, not competition. One daily habit that works wonders is writing down one thing you're proud of every night before bed, no matter how small. It could be as simple as, "I stayed calm when I wanted to snap," or, "I finished a task I'd been avoiding." By doing this, you're teaching your brain to measure progress by your own growth, not by someone else's timeline. And when you see someone doing well, try consciously saying to yourself, "If it's possible for them, it's possible for me." This reframes envy into motivation and keeps your energy moving forward instead of spiraling into self-criticism. The fifth shift is becoming your own standard, and this might be the most liberating of them all. Most of us spend years trying to meet society's checklist of success: get this degree, earn this salary, have this kind of relationship, look this certain way. But chasing those external milestones without checking in with yourself leads to an empty victory. The daily mindset shift here is asking, what do I actually want, and what would make me proud of how I showed up today? It's not about being perfect, it's about living in alignment with your own values. Maybe your personal standard is kindness, consistency, creativity, or courage. When you measure yourself against that standard daily, you stop caring so much about keeping up with others, because you're too focused on living a life that feels authentic. These three shifts, choosing better environments, celebrating yourself instead of comparing, and setting your own standard, are what truly build a high self-worth identity. They take you from just surviving to thriving, from feeling like a background character in your own story to stepping into the main character energy you were meant to have. Imagine waking up every day with the quiet confidence that you are in the right place, around the right people, doing the right things for you. That's what these shifts create over time. And the best part is, once you start living this way, the world mirrors it back to you. Opportunities flow, relationships improve, and you no longer chase, you attract. You've just walked through 5 powerful daily mindset shifts, and by now you can probably feel the difference they could make in your life. But here's the truth, knowing these shifts isn't enough. Your self-worth doesn't skyrocket overnight just because you watched a video. It grows when you practice these ideas every single day, in the small choices that no one else sees. Every time you choose to validate yourself before seeking approval, every time you reframe a negative thought, every time you step away from a draining environment, celebrate your own progress, or hold yourself to your personal standard, you are literally rewiring your brain to see yourself differently. Self-worth is not something you earn, it's something you embody. It's not about becoming perfect, or achieving more, or being liked by everyone. It's about deciding, right here and right now, that you are enough as you are, and then living in alignment with that truth. The more you do it, the more the outside world adjusts to meet you there. You'll notice people treat you differently, opportunities start showing up, and even your energy feels magnetic, because people are drawn to someone who truly knows their value. So here's your challenge: don't just take notes and move on. Pick one of these 5 shifts and commit to it for the next 7 days. Practice it every single day and see how it changes not just your thoughts but how you feel in your own skin. And when you see that shift happen, you'll know you have the power to transform every area of your life. If this video resonated with you, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Your self-worth journey starts now. You've just learned 5 powerful mindset shifts that have the potential to completely transform the way you see yourself, and the way the world sees you. But here's the most important thing: nothing changes unless you actually use them. Real self-worth isn't built in one big breakthrough moment, it's built in tiny, quiet decisions that you make every single day. Every time you choose to speak kindly to yourself instead of criticizing, every time you say no to something that drains your energy, every time you celebrate your own progress instead of comparing yourself to someone else, you're casting a vote for the person you want to become. Self-worth is not about being perfect, earning more, or finally reaching some imaginary milestone. It's about deciding that you are worthy right now, without changing a single thing, and then living in alignment with that truth. And when you do, everything around you begins to shift. People respect you more because you respect yourself. Opportunities start showing up because you're no longer hiding or shrinking. Life starts feeling lighter because you're no longer carrying the weight of trying to prove yourself to everyone else. So here's your challenge: pick just one of these 5 mindset shifts and commit to practicing it daily for the next 7 days. Watch what happens when you show up consistently for yourself, the confidence, the clarity, and the calm that starts to grow inside you. And when you see that shift, you'll know you've just taken the first step to completely rewriting your story. If this resonated with you, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Your self-worth journey starts now, and it starts with you.